So back in the garage, I took the bike out yesterday for its first ride. Rode about 15 miles, I suppose, and it's not going to work out as it is. Probably the biggest issue, the reach is just too long and caused my back to hurt. So I think I'm going to put in a shorter stem. The saddle was uncomfortable. That's just a cheap leather saddle, and it is far from being broken in, and it's uncomfortable. And then the other issue is the rear hub has way too much slop in it. I have to almost go a couple rotations at times, rotations of the crank to get the driver to engage. So I'm going to see if I can't remedy that. And I think that's it. Here's those shims that I used. I'm going to go with this little stubby stem. Now I'm going to take the rear wheel off and address the hub issue. Well, I've got the hub taken back apart. Now normally the brake shoes would sit in there like that, and when you pedal backwards, it pushes in on them and expands the brake shoes up against the inner wall of the hub there. But anyway, we've taken those out, and for this to not come too far out when I'm freewheeling and cause me to have to do that much pedaling to re-engage again, I think I need to put the spacers in here, washers, to push this out farther. Okay, here's what I've come up with. A little piece of tubing here. This happens to slide inside there, but that's okay. And a washer, and I think that gives me enough width that I need to space things out to get this to work, I think. So I got all the changes made that I wanted to, modified the hub, swapped out the saddle and the stem. So now to see if it rides any better than it did. Let's do a little recap on what it is we built here. We started with just the frame and fork, which is a Schwinn Heavy-Duti, sometime in the 90s, I believe. The original Heavy-Dutis were a cantilever frame. So this is a wheel set I've had forever. Steel rims that I had powder coated, And I laced the front up to a high flange hub and the rear to a Bendix coaster brake hub. And I gave up trying to get this coaster brake hub to be able to pedal backwards or freewheel or spin, whatever. I wasn't having any luck with that. And without going into great detail, it's just not as easy to do on this particular hub as it has been others, because it's made a little bit differently. So anyway, I gave in, put the brake shoes back in, and coaster brake arm back on there. So now we have a coaster brake. So at one point I put in a bottom bracket adapter there to accept a 3-piece crank. So unknown crank set. So as for the gearing, that's a 19 tooth cog, I believe, and then we have a 44 up front. And that's fine if I'm on flat ground with no wind, but anything other than that, it's kind of a struggle. I come home against 20 mile an hour headwind the other day, and I almost got off and walked. Also, the somewhat low bottom bracket, and I'm not sure the length of that crank arm, but that combined with the coaster brake now, kind of a recipe for disaster on like on the single track. Plastic platform pedals. And as you've seen, I changed out the stem to this short one with quite a bit of rise, because that initial stem I put on there, I just the reach was too far for me. Got these handlebars that I painted to match the frame, and they're already beat up, but that's because that's where I was clamping my camera. Some unknown brake levers. They're a combination of metal and plastic. Ori grips. Got side pull caliper brakes, both front and rear. Tires are by Duro, and they're called, I think, Rocky Wolf. They're 26 by 2.1. Aluminum seat post. Cell Royale Lada saddle. So I'm not sure if I'll keep this bike together. I may change it out to have gears. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I think that's it for now. So as always, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next video.